So today we're going to do a series of ISP cooks, and ISP cooks is basically our YouTube channel that shows the cultural aspects of traditional dishes through guests, and which they're going to make the dishes. And ISP cooks is comprised of me, Scott, Christopher, Lang, and Justin. So today, part one of our series, we'll be making banh mi. I have a few questions for Christopher about banh mi. So what is banh mi?
So bread in Vietnamese is banh mi. It has this thin crust and like white airy crumb, which is made of rice flour and wheat flour.
So another question I have for you is what ingredients are essential for authentic banh mi?
Well, there are many different types of banh mi ingredients that you can add, but essentially it's commonly comprised of fresh cucumbers, cilantro, pickled carrots, and white red.
Also known as daikon.
Yes.
And then also jalapenos.
As well, yeah. And some sauces that you can add are mayonnaise, and you could also add spicy chili sauce, but for today we'll be using this manganese seasoning sauce, which is basically soy sauce.
I had another question for you. So what is the significance of banh mi?
Okay, so basically plain banh mi is eaten as a staple food, but it's a product of the French colonization of Vietnam and also a product of globalization as well.
So another question I had was, what is the history behind banh mi?
Okay, so the French colonized Vietnam and they ruled for about 75 years, give or take. And they essentially introduced the tradition of the Vietnamese baguette. So the sandwich, in a way, is a unique way of looking at cultural appropriation in the sense that you've got these people coming in as a colonial power, but what you have to do for the sake of your cultural survival is that you have to take the best of what they have, which is their baguette, and turn it into something of your own, which is the banh mi sandwich. So the Vietnamese people took the bread and they started spreading it with like pate and butter while also adding like salt and pepper, and it would turn into like some sort of pate sandwich. But then the Southerners in Saigon, they would start adding things like salt, chilies, pickles, cucumbers, and also herbs. And they would probably also add something like Chinese char siu pork. And all of a sudden we have this sandwich and we're calling it our own. And this is the banh mi sandwich, and it's the iconic sandwich of Vietnam. So this in a way is like cultural appropriation happening in a positive manner. And you know what? Some bad things happen, but you have to turn that bad situation and make it into a good one.
Alright, very good answers. So one last question I have for you is, what type of meat do banh mi's typically use?
Well, there's the traditional char lua, but you can also add like grilled chicken, pork floss. There are many different types of.
Yeah. So what is char lua?
So char lua is made of lean pork, potato starch, garlic, ground black pepper, and also fish sauce. Something important to note is that the meat has to be pounded until it becomes a paste. Other methods of doing this will not achieve the desired texture, since grinding it or chopping it will cause the meat to be dry. And after this pounding period, at the end of this pounding period, you would add a few spoonfuls of fish sauce for flavor, but you can also add salt, black pepper, and also sugar. And after this, it's wrapped tightly in banana leaves in some type of cylindrical shape, and then it's dipped into boiling water, vertically into boiling water or steam.
Now we're gonna assemble the banh mi. So we're gonna use some Maggi seasoning. Then we're gonna add the char lua. good amount of Java. Alright, now we're gonna add the mayonnaise. Just a little bit. And then spread it. And now we're gonna add the daikon. Cucumbers. And then some jalapeno. And then add more meat. And then some black pepper. And then the cilantro. And then now we're gonna put it in the oven. So I hope you guys learned the importance of Banh Mi and the history of Banh Mi and more enlightened about the culture and history of Vietnamese.